Okay, good afternoon. I'm Mr. Lauren Kipaan of Benguet State University. I'm here to discuss with you the topic 2 entitled Academic Library Advocacies. Actually, academic libraries has a degree of differences, although its clients are mainly students. But in my part, I just want to share mostly my experiences or practices in the academy, particularly in a government university. A lot of us, the academic libraries before the pandemic, its goals are centered on the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals 2030. So we are mainly into complying the different sustainable development goals of the United Nations. So we will try to comply to that. So the other uh, goals of other many libraries, we have the trends on the green library or green librarianship, in which we try to manage the ecological balance to be integrated in the library services. Learning Commons is also very familiar, in which we want also to introduce the conducive and aesthetic uh, learning environment in the library. The long running automation problems in most libraries. We want also to improve our automation by fully implementing the different features like the automatic short messaging, email, social media connections. So we are into that actually. Also, the ebook database is one of our pre-pandemic goals, and it seems some of them are accomplished now. We are also into practicing the genderized librarianship, in which we want to integrate all the principles of gender and development in the library services and profession. We also have in mind this library tourism, in which we want to integrate the tourism to promote the usage of the library. We also plan and implement the digital repositories. Actually, we have two repositories being used right now, and during this pandemic, it is very effective. We implement the journal system. Actually, I think we are the first university in the Philippines to implement a journal system, because journal system is usually implemented by the research department or sector. We are also into a plan of having a cloud storage as a backup to our local servers. So those are some of our pre-pandemic goals. We are also into securing our systems, the different systems, and we are planning also to on how to help our institution or university in the web ranking, because our library owns 6 servers, and I think it will have a great impact in our web ranking. So we're into that, integrating those features to help in the web ranking status of the university. Of course, during the pandemic, we implement an immediate responses, physical responses to battle this ongoing pandemic. We implement glass barriers in the counters. We also install disinfecting mat, signages, sanitizers, non-contact buzzer. So one of our colleague invented a non-contact buzzer. We installed a non-contact thermal scanner with audio. So I think we are the first one in the whole metro to implement this kind of thermal scanner with audio. We fabricated our own wash area, the foot door opener. I think we are the first one also to practice this one in the university, so that we will not touch the doorknob. And we have this step on flasher. So those are the things that we implemented aside from the other protocols. For the one of the two academic responses that we implemented is this one, the distance learning facilities. We installed at least two. We converted two rooms for the distance learning facilities for webinars, meetings, online class, and even court appearances. We also managed to distribute for free uh, librarian's license or examination reviewer twice. I think we emailed uh, almost 1,000 copies of this reviewer. So those are the our academic pandemic responses. And of course, how we stay relevant. You might be asking on how we stay relevant during this pandemic. As I've said a while ago, we share for free reviewer. We also do some extension services by giving reading materials to quarantine individuals. And for the online requests, I think we are the first in the university to implement this one. Actually, this is a benchmark already to other offices. So kami yung naging model. Okay? We also extend our services beyond office hours. So even if we are in our homes, we are still replying to the different emails or requests online, including the chats in the social media. We try to reply them as soon as possible. We did not also avail, some of us did not avail the work from home because if all of us will avail the work from home, the services will be paralyzed. Because if you imagine, if you will add the work from home plus the six leave privileges, I think the services will stop. Also, when it comes to planning, we realign our budget and plans to meet with the pandemic responses. So we try to realign our budgets. And for our recording rooms, we use the OBS StreamYard in Zoom, although other teachers use their own platform to meet with their classes. We also hosted student organizations acquaintances, so hindi lang siya pangklase. We also uh, extend our uh, hosting sa mga acquaintances, meetings, and webinars. And then the other one is, of course, this is very basic. To meet with the protocols, which we change, we rearrange our different sections. We also use social media and other internet for uh, communications. So basically, we accept social media inquiries because that is very mobile and very accessible to them. So hindi po kami gaano stricto doon sa communication. We answer even chats only. And we also try to adapt ourselves with the current situation. We live with COVID-19. So one example is we clean our own space. So I think we benefited from this practice because during that time, our janitress is being infected with COVID. At least we have no fear of reinfection or infection because uh, she did not touch our tables and other parts of the office. And then we find this pandemic as opportunities also. So we learn how to operate Zoom, video editing, and other technology thing. So at least we are now relevant because we learn those skills. And then we created a service that is not relevant but that is not related but relevant. So one example is the Grammarly, our subscription to Grammarly, and originality for the plagiarism. And then also we introduce the open journal system. So at least even if that is not really direct or that is not our mandate, we still provide them that services to be relevant to other professions in our to the students and other stakeholders. So we are receiving a lot of positive feedbacks for these services. And may I just add this little honesty bank? I think we just put up this to help relieve the financial stress during the pandemic. So we put up a little amount so that during emergencies, all the library personnel will can borrow a little amount of money in this little honesty bank that we put up. And then the last one is uh, we are lucky now that we have three internet providers to supplement and provide backup during the downtime of other providers. So if in case the other provider is down, we can easily connect to the other provider. So that is how we became relevant in the library department. And for my moving forward thoughts, may I just read it to you? The world wants to rest. We need to hibernate in a while. It's very impossible to equate our performance during the pandemic time. However, pandemic has a positive impact by pushing us to go fully digital. So yun yung nakita kong moving forward thoughts natin in which even if it is a pandemic, na-force niya naman tayo na to implement those uh, digital thing in which yun naman talaga yung goal natin before the pandemic. And why we continue the positive impact of pandemic? I read from this research. It is a peer-reviewed research that in this research, the acceptance of distance learning even after the pandemic. So in the final result, it says there that the distance learning will is really the trend even if the pandemic will gone. So ituloy lang natin yung kuan natin. Goals natin to fully digital and implement some technologies in the library to improve the services. Of course, there are some challenges of academic libraries now. I just outlined for. First is learning commons and discussion rooms are not possible right now in most cases lang but there is a solution to that I think but it involves a lot of budget. The second one, digital divide. Of course, depende po sa situation. There are some who are able, but the geographic location is not cooperating. There are also there is also a situation where a geographical location is good, but economic factors is not cooperating with you. So these are the things that we consider for now as part of our library services. And then number three, we have this problem of universal literacy deficiency. I think this is the number one problem of the world now because of the many uh, misinformation, disinformation that is coming out. So as information specialists, I think we have to ponder on this on. Hindi lang po librarians, I think a lot of other professions will fight this deficiency in the literacy. And then number 4, branding and marketing, particularly on the uniqueness and ease of access. So because of us, a lot of competing services, we need to be unique also. And the easiness of access, we have to consider that. That is our, those are the four, I think, the four challenge ng academic libraries right now. Of course, you have a lot in mind, but I think this is the top 4 for me that will challenge the libraries now. Of course, I have a mantra, and this is my mantra, and I hope you like it. Reaching our clients using various digital platforms is now the name of the game. And then the other one is find ways. So this is my mantra to go farther. Of course, we have a future plans to ponder on, all of us. And I always go back to the book of Crawford and Michael Gorman, the 5 new laws of library science. Meron siyang 5 items. Libraries serve humanity. Respect all forms by which knowledge is communicated. Use technology intelligently to enhance service. Protect free access to knowledge. Honor the past and create the future. But for me, I highlighted these 2. Use technology intelligently to enhance service. Ito yung pinaka-priority natin ngayon. And for my priority, honor the past and create the future. So even if you will forward, still we will preserve some of our cultures and other histories, and then we will mix it with the future so that there is a critical thinking for the future generations. So this is my future plans to ponder. A lot of us already heard the word smart city, smart campus. And I think it is very logical also to adopt the smart library. And I think to be compliant, you need to consider this a lot of things like the big data, smart devices, cost efficiency, effective management, small devices, network security, network infrastructure, RFID technology, and other spices that will create a conducive learning environment. So that's the term for the future, for our future as part of the academic library, the smart library. And for my parting words, may I just read it to you. Librarians in the pre-pandemic are directly related, but to stay in the profession, we need now to stay relevant. So we need to find ways. We will not just stick to our mandate or just job description. We need to stay relevant to be appreciated by our stakeholders and the administration. So I think that is one way to create opportunities, advocacies, and sustainability to our readers, and that is one way to building roads to make our stakeholders happy in the future. Thank you for watching.